So, South Carolina signed a player, and we all kind of knew this. So, if you've been watching any of Alicia Turnaby's play, she's one of the best young French players in the world. She is athletic, she can dunk, she sprints the floor. And I have said in my previous video, I talked about her and I talked about how she was going to be how she was going to be effective, how good she was going to end up being for the South Carolina. Because I do think for South Carolina, she's going to be a massive, massive player. I think she's going to be a massive player, and she comes in obviously halfway through the semester. Apologies, and it's going to be one of those things where she is a pro. She is coming in halfway again. She's coming in halfway through the semester, and she's going to be cooking. She's going to be hopefully cooking for South Carolina. And she's not only now not 6'4", she's 6'7". Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm making my first ever TikTok edit. I'm making my first ever TikTok edit later on, because it has now officially been announced that Alicia Turnaby's, it's official. Alicia Turnaby's is not 6'4". She's in fact 6'7". And that is going to be kind of crazy. Her height has been updated for like 24 hours already. It's 6'7" in the official. She's 6'5" without shoes. But people are like absurdly tall isn't necessarily better. But she moves. And apparently Ocott might be getting another year of eligibility. Like, that is a crazy thing. If we're doing this with shoes, Betts is 6'9". She's about the same height as Lauren Betts. Let's be real. I mean this when I say this. Without shoes, I'm 6'1". I've played ball my entire life. I lived with two housemates who, without shoes for years, were 6'6", and they're both 6'6". So I very much know what 6'6" is without shoes. And I stood beside our fam. Our fam is 6'6" without shoes. There is no question about it. I have no question about that. I've stood beside her. She's fucking huge. Turnaby's is taller than our fam. She is taller than our. So you're now looking at South Carolina. They are going to be so good this year. And again, look, for me, there are two teams that are so far ahead of everybody else. And it's UConn, purely based on Sarah Strong. Like, Sarah Strong is the best player in the nation. Like, this is how good Sarah Strong is. If Juju Watkins has to basically make a choice between going number one or having a puncher's chance at getting the scoring record, which she's not going to get. She's not going to get the scoring record because of just the players that are coming into USC and the lack of shots she's going to get. She's got to average like 32 a game and make two Final Fours to break the all-time scoring record and play every game. That's just not happening. So you've got that. And then you've got Sarah Strong, who, that's what I mean. If she decides to redshirt and try to break the scoring record, she's not going to go number one over Sarah Strong, who's better than her. Like, if you're asking me, who are the best prospects I've seen in college? And look, I always say this, where it's like, me watching women's college basketball, I watched quite a bit of it up in the year of 2013. I watched a decent chunk of it kind of in the Stewie years during the tournament. But the best players I've seen have been Stewie, Galadon, Griner, Caitlin, and Sarah Strong. They're the five best that I've seen. And including AJ in college, they are, for me, the five best that I've seen. And now you've got a South Carolina team who you're bringing in another player to match up. Like, they might just be too big for UConn. Like, outside of Sarah Williams, they have Jane El Alfie, but they might just be too big for UConn. They're huge. They have two 6'6", 6'7" bigs. Raven Johnson's is looking like a first round pick. Joyce Edwards looks like the best. She might be the best player since Asia to play for South Carolina. There's just so many. There is just so many good players in this team. And obviously UConn are UConn and Texas are Texas. Like, Texas are really fucking good too. And let's not forget the team of seniors that are UCLA. Like, UCLA's entire team are seniors. If Lauren Betts figures her shit out against good teams, the problem is that if you double Lauren Betts from behind, she forgets how to play basketball. That's the big problem with Lauren Betts. But for me, there are 3 teams that I think are way ahead of everybody else. And then there are on the bubble, LSU, UCLA. For me, that's and Oklahoma. I put Oklahoma because I think if they're firing on all cylinders with Reagan Beers, with Verhulst and Aaliyah Chavez, they can beat anyone on their day. So that's the thing. For me, it puts South Carolina into that firmly contender category, having her in there, a big that's going to run the floor and is going to be really effective. And the fact is, like, I know you're losing tonight, last year, you're losing Raven Johnson, but South Carolina getting an extra big in there who's going to run, and then you come back next year, and if Okot's still there, she's there. Turnabees is there. Okot's there. Kitts is probably coming back for another year. Ashlyn Watkins is back. And suddenly it's like, oh shit. We have 4 starter level, a big rotation, which South Carolina love. Then you've got Joyce Edwards, Tessa Johnson still there. You've got all these really high quality players coming in. And it's like, fuck, South Carolina could be that team. And it is one of those annoying things in women's college basketball that it is really like 2 or 3 schools are all that matters. Like, Caitlin Clark stopped that from happening. And you could make the argument, it's like, oh, you know, LSU kind of stopped that as well, but Kim Mulkey's always mattered. Kim Mulkey got Griner to Baylor. Kim Mulkey had Dejanay, Alyssa Smith. She had a squad at Baylor. And then obviously Kim Mulkey goes to LSU. So because of who Kim Mulkey is, it's like if fucking Dawn Staley went to it, maybe not quite, but if Dawn Staley went to a different school, a lot of the players that will go to South Carolina will go there. So it's basically been South Carolina, UConn, where Mulkey goes to. So it is good seeing Oklahoma. It's good seeing, in fairness, Texas play fucking prison ball. Like, it's the worst basketball ever. Which is annoying because I watch a decent amount of Texas because I like Madison Booker and they have an Irish player. They play the worst basketball ever. But yeah, it is going to be an interesting thing, and hopefully one of the other colleges steps up. It's one of those things in the women's side, you're never going to see a mid-major team competing ever for anything. But hopefully, as time goes on, teams can compete a little bit better. But anyway, yeah, that's the video. See you guys.